Hello and welcome everybody to my channel Omni Bio Entrance, and today we will be seeing the Pondicherry University MSc Entrance exam question paper for the subject Biochemistry and Molecular Biology, which was conducted in the year 2012. Coming to the first question, following digestive juices are alkaline except. So all the digestive juices are which are being given in the option are alkaline except for is one gastric juice that which is not alkaline. Gastric juice is not alkaline. So answer is option B. Dead space means dead space is the volume of air that is inhaled that does not take part in gaseous exchange. It either remains in the conducting airways or reaches alveoli that are not perfused. Or in other words, not all the air in each breath is available for exchange of oxygen and carbon dioxide. So dead space means option D, space where gaseous exchange does not occur. Compound of hemoglobin and carbon dioxide is known as, so it is known as carbaminohemoglobin. Answer is option A. Then next one. Contractile protein which occurs in greatest amount in the skeletal muscle is. Answer is option B, myosin. All these are direct questions. Then next one. Counter current exchanger in kidney is constituted by the following except the proximal tubule. Answer is option A. Then next one. Which muscle is myogenic in contraction? Answer is cardiac muscle and intestinal smooth muscle. They both are myogenic in contraction. So answer is both A and C. Next one. Nerve fiber become excited due to influx of sodium ions. So answer is option B. These are direct questions. That's why I am not discussing much. Nature of synaptic transmission is mostly. So the nature of synaptic transmission may be electrical or chemical, or I can say it is electrochemical. So answer is option D, electrochemical. Then an example of neurohormone is from the options we can see that vasopressin is an example of neurohormone. Answer is option A. Which statement about oxytocin is incorrect? Promotes childbirth. That's correct. Promotes milk biosynthesis. Milk biosynthesis is done by prolactin, not by oxytocin. So answer is option B. Promotes milk ejection, that is also correct about oxytocin, and promotes semen aspiration, that's also oxytocin. Then which structure in ovary secretes progesterone? So answer is option A, corpus luteum secretes progesterone. Then, which of the following is not a second messenger? Cyclic AMP is a second messenger. Ca2 plus calmodulin 1, so that is also a second messenger. Cyclic GMP is also a second messenger. The one which is not is option C, Na2 plus. Then, shedding of plant leaves, flowers and fruits is known as abscission. Answer is option A. Whereas senescence is the process by which cell stops dividing and growth is arrested without undergoing cell death. So senescence is just the process where cell stops dividing and growth is arrested. There is no cell death in senescence, whereas abscission there is cell death and shedding of plant leaves, flowers and fruits. Then next one. The efficiency of an ecosystem is best depicted by pyramid of energy. Answer is option B. Biomes describe relation between plant, animals and environment. Answer is option D. Ozone layer occurs in the stratosphere. Option B. After exponential increase, a population becomes stagnant. The growth is, this is usually seen in S-shaped growth curves, just like bacterial growth curve. So that after exponential phase, the population becomes stagnant in the case of S-shaped growth curve. Earth Summit at Rio de Janeiro in 1992 resulted in Convention on Biodiversity. Answer is option C. First national park in India is, the first national park is Jim Corbett National Park. Answer is option B. Gene bank is a method of ex situ conservation. Answer is option A. Then BOD stands for biological oxygen demand. Answer is option B. Then eutrophication is abundant fertilizers in the lake. Answer is option D. Minimata disease occurs due to toxic effects of mercury. Answer is option C. And filariasis is caused by, they have given the names of various protozoans that cause various diseases, and they have asked to choose the one which causes filariasis. So answer is option C. It is caused by Vaucheria bancrofti. Answer is option C. Then silver carp is a kind of exotic carp. Answer is option B. HIV genome consists of two identical single-stranded RNA molecules. So answer is option A. Antibodies are synthesized and released by plasma cells. Answer is option C. And body secretions mostly contains IgA. Answer is option B. Next one. Most common example of single cell protein is usually spirulina. Answer is option B. Fusion of protoplast from two different variety of plants produces what is called as somatic hybrids. Answer is option A. Bacteria commonly used as probiotic is. It is lactic acid bacteria that is commonly used as probiotic. So answer is option C. Which of the following is a restriction enzyme? Trypsin, pepsin, EcoR1, chymotrypsin, they are all digestive enzymes. EcoR1 is the restriction enzyme. So answer is option B. Which of the following method is not a method for gene transfer? Heat shock to host cells. So that is when a method that is chosen while making competent cells for transformation, or bacterial competent cells for transformation experiment. Then biolistics, that is for plant transformations, and micro injections for animal as well as in plant transformation. So the one which is not a method of gene transfer is osmotic shock to the cell. Then polymerase chain reaction needs a thermostable DNA polymerase isolated from a bacterium known as the Taq polymerase. That is the one which is used in polymerase chain reaction as DNA polymerase, and it is isolated from the bacterium Thermus aquaticus. Answer is option B. Bt cotton contains a foreign gene isolated from the Bt gene was isolated from Bacillus thuringiensis. Answer is option A. Which method is a method for molecular diagnosis? PCR and ELISA. Both of these are used for molecular diagnosis. So answer is option. Then next one. The use of a bioresource by multinational companies without proper authorization to people having traditional knowledge about the utility of the bioresource is known as, it is called as biopiracy. Then next one. The first disease cured by gene therapy in 1990 is, that is adenosine deaminase deficiency. That was the first disease cured by gene therapy. Then RNAi is a method for, it is a method for activating a gene, no. Promoting a gene, no. Silencing a gene. So answer is option B, silencing a gene. Disease caused by a defect in one amino acid is called as. Now, cystic fibrosis is caused by mutation in the gene cystic fibrosis transmembrane conductance regulator. The most common mutation is a deletion of 3 nucleotides that results in a loss of amino acid phenylalanine at the position 508. Now, what is cystinuria? Is a condition characterized by buildup of amino acid cysteine, a building block of most proteins in the kidneys and bladder. And galactosemia is a disorder that affects how the body processes a simple sugar called galactose. And liver fibrosis is the excessive accumulation of extracellular matrix proteins including collagen that occurs in most types of chronic liver diseases. So they have asked for the disease caused by a defect in one amino acid, and the answer is cystic fibrosis due to mutation or deletion of amino acid phenylalanine at 508 position of the CFTR protein or cystic fibrosis transmembrane conductance regulator. Then next, spider webs are made of the strong and pliable protein called. Now this is a repeated question. It was repeated in either previous year or the year previous to that. So answer is option A, fibroin. Then monooxygenases important for the detoxification of many drugs are. They are cytochrome 450, P450. Answer is option A. The proton sugar transport in bacteria is, it is a symport. This is also a repeated question. I don't remember the year in which it was asked. So the answer is symport. Answer is option B. Megaloblastic anemia is a deficiency of, it is deficiency of cobalamin. Answer is A as well as folic acid. I don't know what was given in the answer key. Both A and D. Then the major plant hormone auxin causes cell expansion. Answer is option C. This is also a repeated question. Then next one, cyclins are proteins involved in the regulation of, they are involved in regulation of cell cycle. Answer is option A. Sickle cell anemia is, this was also a repeated question. It is an autosomal recessive condition. Then plant material can be surface sterilized by, it can be surface sterilized by bromine water. Auxin and cytokinin are hormones that are added to tissue culture medium while conducting the method of micropropagation. So plant materials can be surface sterilized by bromine water. Then next one, colchicine is one of the most effective. This was also a repeated question. Spindle fiber inhibitor. Answer is option C. Then Atropa belladonna produces atropine, which act as a muscle relaxant. Answer is option C. TI plasmid belong to, this was also a repeated question. It belongs to natural bacterium Agrobacterium tumefaciens. Then next one, this was also a repeated question. Some restriction endonucleases possesses identical and cleavage sites are called as isoschisomers. Answer is option A. Then next one, delta G of a reaction is negative. The reaction is, it is an exergonic reaction and tend to go towards completion. This is also a repeated question. Then tetany is caused due to dietary deficiency of, calcium. Answer is option D. Second largest gland of the body is, that is the pancreas. Answer is option A. Ovule is attached to the placenta by a slender stalk called, The answer is funicle. Answer is option D. This is also a repeated question. Then the pollutants released by jet planes are, they are called aerosols. Answer is D. This was also a repeated question. Which of the following is a congenital disease? AIDS, night blindness, alkaptonuria, allergy. Now alkaptonuria is a congenital disease. So answer is option B. Analogous structures are those whose similarity comes from. So they are performing similar function rather than arising from a common ancestor. They are called as analogous structures. So because they perform similar function and they do not arise from a common ancestor. So they are called as analogous structures. So option A is the correct answer. Species of bacteria belonging principally to the genera Bacillus and Clostridium produces extremely heat resistant structures called as endospores. Answer is option A. This was also a repeated question. The next one. The action of pepsin requires a medium which is, pepsin requires an acidic medium for action. So answer is option B. Man has how many pairs, dash pairs of salivary glands? So man has 3 pairs of salivary glands, the parotid gland, the submandibular gland and the sublingual glands. The hormone that is responsible for male secondary sexual characters is, so that is testosterone. Option is option D. Pulmonary artery supplies. Pulmonary artery supplies deoxygenated blood and pulmonary vein supplies oxygenated blood. This is also a repeated question. Then next one. The final product of anaerobic respiration is, anaerobic respiration give rise to the final product that is ethanol. Answer is option D. The total capacity of lung for accommodation is called. This is also a repeated question and I have explained it in the previous question paper. The answer is complementary volume. Answer option B. The enzyme responsible for initiating the unwinding of double-stranded DNA, eliminating supercoiling by nicking a single strand of the DNA molecule is. So they have asked for the enzyme that is responsible for unwinding of double-stranded DNA. How the enzyme acts? It creates a nick on single-stranded DNA molecule and it will help in eliminating supercoiling. So answer is option A, topoisomerase. The next one, the enzyme that accomplishes the unwinding of the original double-stranded DNA molecule once supercoiling has been eliminated by breaking the hydrogen bonds that hold the 2 strands together. So that is done by helicase. Answer is option A. The next one. The enzyme that stitches Okazaki fragments together along the lagging strand is called. So those which joins the Okazaki fragments in the lagging strand, that is none other than DNA ligase. Answer is option A. DNA polymerase 3 is actually an aggregate of several different protein subunits. So it is often called as a holo enzyme. Answer is option A. A repeating DNA sequence at the end of the chromosome that prevent them from losing base pair sequences at their ends and from fusing together is called as telomere. Answer is option A. So they have asked for a repeating DNA sequence at the end of chromosomes. So the answer is telomere. An enzyme used by all retroviruses that transcribe genetic information of the virus from RNA into DNA. So that is being carried out by the enzyme restriction endonucleases. So answer is option, oh sorry, it's not a restriction endonucleases, it is reverse transcriptase. Okay, I made a mistake. So answer is option D, reverse transcriptase. Next one. In DNA, mutations at CG sequence occur quite frequently since 5-methyl cytosine easily deaminates to form thymine. Answer is option A. This is also a repeated question. The next one. The sequence of different amino acids in the polypeptide chain of a protein is called its primary structure. They have just asked for the sequence of amino acids in a polypeptide chain. That is nothing else but primary structure of the protein. So answer is option C. This one was also a repeated question. The quaternary structure of a protein is its structure resulting from the union of more than one protein molecule called subunit proteins. An example is hemoglobin. It is having 4 subunits. So the answer is option C. It's a structure resulting from the union of more than one protein molecule called subunit proteins. Then next one. Successive amino acids in the polypeptide chain that make up a protein are held together by. So the successive amino acids in a polypeptide chain are held together by what is called as peptide bonds. Option C. Infectious self-reproducing agents consisting only of proteins with no nucleic acids, hypothesized in 1982 by Nobel laureate Stanley B. Prusiner, are called. They are called as prions. Answer is option C. This was also a repeated question. Which of the following is not an aromatic amino acid? So out of the phenylalanine is an aromatic amino acid, tryptophan is an aromatic amino acid, tyrosine is also an aromatic amino acid, so serine is not an aromatic amino acid. So answer is option D. Which of the following amino acid is polar? So out of these given examples, valine, isoleucine, leucine, histidine. Histidine is the polar amino acid. Answer is option D. Then next one. Factor VIII, an accessory protein that participates in the intrinsic pathway of blood coagulation, is called as. It is called as anti-hemophilic factor. This was also a repeated question. Next one. A mass of relatively unspecialized tissue that develops at wound sites in plants forming a protective covering is. That covering it is called as callus. Answer is option B. Cell fusion, the formation of a single hybrid cell containing the nuclei and cytoplasm from different cells, is induced by. So it is induced, so cell fusion is induced by killed Sendai viruses. Answer is option A. Next one. A database of protein and nucleic acid sequences is. It is called as GenBank. Answer is option B. The non-specific uptake of extracellular fluid via small endocytic vesicle that pinch off from the plasma membrane is. It is called as pinocytosis. Answer is option B. Then next one. Each IgG antibody molecule consists of 4 polypeptide chains. Now 4 polypeptide chains, 2 non-identical light chains and 2 non-identical, that's not correct. 2 polypeptide chains, no. 4 polypeptide chains, 2 light chains and 2 identical heavy chains. So that's the correct answer. Answer is option C. Then next one. One of the major glycoproteins in the plasma membrane of erythrocytes is, that is glycophorin A. Answer is option A. Sugars that contain a free aldehyde or ketone group in the open chain configuration are called as reducing sugars. So answer is option A. D-glucose and D-galactose are epimers, differing only in their configuration at C4, that is carbon 4. So answer is option A. Glycogen is a branched chain polysaccharide containing glucose residues they are linked by alpha 1,4 bonds with alpha 1,6 branch points. So the glycogen, it is a branched chain polysaccharide, and in that the glucose residues are linked to each other by alpha 1,4 glycosidic bonds, and if there is any branches, then it is linked by alpha 1,6 branch points. So answer is option A. Then epinephrine and glucagon stimulates. They both stimulates glycogen degradation in liver. Answer is option A. Then next one. Chlorophyll is a porphyrin in which nitrogen atoms are coordinated to a magnesium ion. This is also a repeated question. Nitrogen atoms are coordinated to a magnesium ion. Then Calvin cycle take place in the stroma. This is also a repeated question. Then next one. Nematode is a roundworm. Answer is option A. Then next one. A chronic granulomatous disease of the peripheral nerves and superficial tissues, particularly the nasal mucosa is. Now a chronic granulomatous disease is leprosy. It is a disease of the peripheral nerves and superficial tissues of nasal mucosa. So answer is option A, leprosy. The Calvin cycle begins by the attachment of carbon dioxide to which of the following? Answer is option A, RUBP. Host encoded proteins that provide the first line of defense against viral infections they are called as interferons. Answer is option A. Many animal retroviruses have acquired transforming genes called. This is also a repeated question, and the answer is oncogenes. Answer is option A. Antigenic determinants are known as epitopes. Now this is also a repeated question, and I have discussed it in the previous year question paper. So you can refer to that. Then next one. Toxic shock syndrome is caused by. It is caused by exotoxin of Staphylococcus aureus. Answer is option C. So that's all. Please like, share and subscribe to my channel. Thank you for watching.